Last night at Lee, we got further evidence that 2017 is the most unpredictable season in Super League history, when bottom of the table Lee turned over the reigning champions. If you want further evidence of that, look at the table. Here, second place Salford take on fifth placed Hull. A real top four battle's on the way. Well, Salford survived last year by the skin of their teeth. This year they're taking on all comers and having a fabulous time. Tonight, Jake Bibby, 2 tries against Wakefield last week, continues. Greg Johnson is still out injured. Niall Evalds is on the other flank, 8 tries since returning from a loan spell with Halifax. In the forwards, former Manly prop James Hassan makes his 4th appearance in a row, and George Griffin steps up to the starting 13, having been a substitute last week. And the strength of Salford perhaps emphasised this year by the fact that Todd Carney, a former Australian international and State of Origin star, has to be content with a place on the bench. Now Hull, for whom Steve Michaels makes his 70th appearance. A man who was seemingly on the outer 12 months ago when contract talks stalled, a vital cog in the wheel in 2017. No Mark Sneed, who's injured, so Jake Connor continues at halfback and will kick the goals. 7 successes from 9 attempts last week against Wigan. There's been a late blow for Hull, though. Hooker and tackler supreme Danny Houghton pulled out this morning. It's meant a reshuffle with Danny Washbrook resuming the role he played 6 times already this year. And alongside him, Liam Watts returns from a one-match ban. And the bench features George Griffin, who left Salford for Hull in the close season. He too returns after a one-match ban, and he will face his former club at some stage. So, despite the fact that, as you might have heard Marwan Kukash saying pre-match in the interview with Brian, he's a little disappointed in the size of the crowds and the way that the Salford public don't seem to want to turn up here. What a season the Red Devils are having. Second in the table, Hull are sitting 5th. They were denied a club record 6th straight win in the Super League last week when Wakefield won here 34-24. That was Trinity's 7th win on the bounce, by the way. And the question now is, did that burst the Salford bubble we might see over the next 80 minutes or so? But for Hull, victory would put them back in the top 4 with Salford no matter what happens elsewhere. Leeds in 3rd, travel to Wakefield in 4th tomorrow night. Both of them are on 22 points. Well, Hull beat Wigan at the KCOM Stadium on Saturday, 39-26 for a first win in 3. Danny Houghton is missing tonight. They will miss him. He scored a try and 47 trademark tackles. So the side's out on the field and they are lining up, and we are going to pause for a minute ahead of the match here tonight in memory of 3 men. Charlie Wynne has passed away. He was a former director of Salford, and the legendary former Hull coach Arthur Bunting died on Wednesday of this week. He is still Hull's most successful coach, taking the club to Wembley 4 times. Under Bunting, Hull won the First Division, played in Premiership finals, the old John Player Trophy final, and he was Coach of the Year twice. And tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Ronan Costello, the Huddersfield Academy player who died during an under-19s game against Salford. And before the game, there will be a 1 minute's applause. The crowd here then remembering Charlie Wynne, a former director of the Salford club, the great Arthur Bunting, and young Ronan Costello. Ben Thaler is tonight's big match referee. Well, much of the talk before the match, as I say, about off the field, on the field, Barry McDermott. This is a huge game for these two sides.
I'm looking forward to a scintillating game of rugby league this evening. I look at the threats, I look at the size and the power of this Salford side, particularly if you look on the right edge, Ben Murdoch-Masila. They're going to look to outmuscle their opposition in Hull FC, who were mightily impressive against the Wigan Warriors last weekend. The battle of the sixes is the key for me today. Albert Kelly, who's been in outstanding form, Robert Louis, the maverick player that he is. Let's see how it turns out.
Gareth O'Brien with the kick-off, and Albert Kelly is the man underneath that kick-off, and that is Liam Watts taking it forward for the first tackle of the match. Just 3,277 here last week against Wakefield. Another top-four battle that Salford were involved in. The Red Devils really do deserve better than that. Opening exchanges then of this match, and Danny Washbrook at dummy half gets the ball away a little scruffily to Jake Connor. Gets the ball out to the wing as well. He's not tackled. He's not tackled, and so Salford come in and get him down eventually. And a good drive forward now from Jansen Turgut in the starting lineup tonight, just over the halfway line. Washbrook again. This is Jordan Thompson now. Washbrook waiting again. Have a feeling they might miss Danny Houghton, but what a versatile player Washbrook is. He can play a whole host of different positions. O'Brien gets to the kick, and it's now Salford's turn to use the football in the changed jerseys tonight. Normally the Red Devils, they are the Yellow Perils tonight.
It's to mark and pay tribute and to acknowledge the state of mind round, and I think in terms of Salford, what's important for them tonight, a good start. In terms of Hull SC, we've already seen evidence of their game plan. Keep it simple. You mentioned Danny Houghton, and 47 is a big number for any rugby league player. It's a little bit low for Danny Houghton. He's 50s and 60s sometimes.
Michael Dobson with the left-footed kick down the centre of the field, and waiting to pick this up is Fatuli Talanoa, which he does, and he will try and run the ball back. Only his 8th appearance of the year. Talanoa back after a few out against Wigan.
Well, he runs straight into Ben Murdoch-Masila, one of the biggest men in a Salford jersey. He's the man who can be destructive, whether he's got the ball or even defending. But Hull will need a good start here. I think Salford are looking for a big plus here. They want to score some points. They want to entertain the fans that have turned up. And that's going to be a good battle as well, isn't it, over there on the right-hand side? Maher Fanua against Junior Sal.
This is Steve Michaels trying to weave a pattern in centre field, gets them over halfway once again, reaching tackle number 5, so expect the kick from Kelly, and this time it's all along the deck, and he'll find touch about 10-11 metres away from the Salford line.
You know, if we made a generalisation, it would be we've got some brilliant individuals playing for Hull against possibly the best team. The collective effort from Salford has helped to put them in the top half of the table. And it's exciting, isn't it, to see whether the individual brilliance of players like Kelly or Maher Fanua, who's a sensational player, is better at the end of this game than what Salford have got as a unit of 17 men, 13 on the field, and the 4 who they invariably will bring on at some point. They've been outstanding, haven't they? A lot of the stuff they do, they've done week after week. Familiar passing players where the ball will go behind one attacker to another. But it's been highly effective, and teams have failed in their ability to stop them scoring spectacular tries.
Well, 2 months ago, the Salford Red Devils scored a first ever Super League win at Hull by 54 points to 19. It halted a run of 19 consecutive defeats for the club at Hull, 7 at the Boulevard and 12 at the KCOM Stadium. And they really are on top of their game this year, are the Salford Red Devils.
Well, they know how to play, don't they? They know how to attack. Look at this shape here.
O'Brien gets the ball wide to Chris Whellan, formerly with Hull Kingston Rovers, of course. He's had many tussles with Hull FC over the years, and he gets the first penalty.
Well, the right centre
was stolen.
The right centre for Salford, Chris Whellan, you just spoke about then here with the ball. He's arguably, at the age of 30, the most improved player in Super League. What's happened here since his arrival from Bradford last season, then here under players like Martin Gleeson and the coach Ian Watson. He's gone to another level with his game. His defence was a weakness. That's no longer the case.
So Salford have a real opportunity here to exert some real pressure. They're inside the whole 20, and that's a drive in by James Hassan, the prop forward in the last 3 as well, formerly with Manly. And Robert Louis now trying to skip his way through this defensive line, but solid enough defence from Hull on tackle number 3. Now Dobson. Dobson gets the ball in field. Here is Wella Haraki. There's a pass from George Griffin. There's another Griffin playing on the other side when he gets on tonight. Josh. Dobson, short ball. Good defence from Hull, though.
Well, Hull FC are trying to commit 4 men to every play here from Salford.
O'Brien gives it to Dobson. He'll kick cross field. Aiming at Jake Connor. It's been fumbled, and then I think that came off the boot of Wellham, but it was a knock-on from him anyway. Tap restart on the 20.
Well, it was a well-placed kick, wasn't it, from Dobson? Looking for Chris Wellham, and I agree with Phil. He's like the bargain buy of the season. Signed from Bradford. He's an exceptional player, and he's given a chance here, and isn't he repaying his coach Ian Watson?
See, Michaels gets to his feet on his 70th Hull appearance. And the ball is carted forward there as well. It's going to be a night for the big men. Some big bodies in the Hull side and some formidable size in the Salford team as well. But this man, Sika Manu, always causes trouble wherever he plays. And Fanua behind him. Junior Sau couldn't get involved in the tackle initially because he was standing inside the 10, not square. There's Albert Kelly. And now that pass came away from Liam Watts. And Watts takes it on again. Can he get the arms free and get the ball away? Robert Louis to him. Wellham is there. And also Niall Evalds. Down he goes. Carlos Schwimavavi waits behind the ball. And here is Connor. Stabs it towards that corner flag. Oh, it's collected in the air. Could be a try here. I think it might well be a try for Fatuli Talanoa. If he's onside, everything's A-OK. Ben Thaler was about to award the try, I think, but they want to check the onside, offside, probably Stewart. They have a try on the field.
Yeah, I think it's the grounding they want to check. Obviously, it's from a kick, so they'll check the onside anyway, but touch with John Roberts on the far side had a concern about the grounding. He hadn't seen the ball grounded. I don't think Ben Thaler did either. Well, we've got one man in front of the play the ball. Does he follow through? And does he get onto the 10 metres? Does he get within 10 metres? No, he stands still. He stays away. So that's OK. So it's just on from here. It's a clean catch. And onto the grounding. There it is. Not a problem. Try will be confirmed.
Yes, the video referee is Phil Bentham tonight. He's had a good look at that, and this will be given the green light, which it is. And so first blood here at the AJ Bell Stadium to Hull FC. Good start from them. Fatuli Talanoa, the Tongan, only his second try of the season.
Well, Jake Connor assesses what's in front of him, puts up a well-timed kick, and you've got to be disciplined as well out there on the edge. Fatuli Talanoa, he'll run over players, but obviously he had to be disciplined with his onside chase and the grounding for that opening try.
Now here's Jake Connor to try and add the extras, and he just pushes it the wrong side of the post. First miss then for Connor, but first try of the night for Talanoa. Likes to play against Salford, trying the cup against them 2014, and in home wins 2015 and 2016, and an away win, they hope, here in 2017.
Well, Eddie, I'm certain it's the casual approach from Jake Connor. Often on plays like that, you'll see the front player, it goes behind him to the kicker, and you see the Salford defenders, they're on the heels. They're not expecting Jake Connor to put it up. He puts it high, and Talanoa does an exceptional job of catching it and scoring the first try of the game.
So O'Brien kicks off, and it's Kelly again who is underneath the kickoff. Liam Watts will take the ball back. Suspended last week against Wigan, sent off for a second time this year. It was against the Catalan Dragons on Bank Holiday Monday. Thompson now carts the ball forward for the Black and Whites.
Well, they've got some big middlemen, Hull FC. The outside backs aren't so small as well. Talked about my Fanua and Fatuli Talanoa, but they like to offload the ball, don't they?
Great offload from Bowden. This is Wash This is Washbrook now.
Danny Washbrook probably the best offloader in the Hull FC shirt.
Plays the ball to Jamie Shaw. There's Jake Connor again, just outside the 40, going for touchline and territory. Great down kick. That side. It's an excellent kick.
Early kick as well. Kicked on tackle 3. It's been noticeable in the opening 8.5 minutes or so that Hull FC, very conservative what they're doing. Not too much enterprise. If there's a pass, it's a no-risk pass. And that offload, for me, was met with the body language of, what you doing? Let's just get to the end of our sets. And a tackle 3 kick from Jake Connor.
9 minutes of the match gone. Hull with this 4-point advantage, aiming to get back in the top 4. The defence of their Challenge Cup continues next week. We have one of the ties of the round to get involved with next week. 2 games away from a return to Wembley, they hope.
Come on, Liam!
We're just trying to slow the game down a bit too long here for referee Ben Thaler. Liam Watts and Danny Washbrook just lying on the Salford play. Chris Wellham, you can see they're all over him. There's not much movement. And they want to improve on last week's defence, Hull FC. Even though they won that game, they missed 51 tackles. The initial contact wasn't strong enough.
That's one. Move, Liam!
Salford then in possession. And Chris Brining, and picked up then by Lamatazi.
Back here, Seeker, please. Go 2.
Here they come now once again with George Griffin.
Again, every time a ball carry from Salford's going, look at the options he's got inside and out.
Brining to Dobson. Dobson looks for the runners. It's Robert Louis. Good job that Bowden was alert, and Jake Connor. They're getting down on tackle number 4. Inside the 20, though, Dobson. They've upped the ante here of the Salford, Ben Murdoch-Masilla.
Here we go, 4 players, 4 people trying to get the big man down.
They do eventually, and it's the last, as you see from the sign from Ben Thaler. Robert Louis once again stabs the kick in, looking to get behind the defence. Didn't quite manage that. Well, Albert Kelly was alert.
The 2-pass option, bringing up the defensive line. And that's what Robert Louis was doing, and then giving away the penalty. Relieving penalty, cheap meters now for Hull FC. You can see the kick through. They thought that they pulled Hull FC line up. They thought there was space behind them, but Albert Kelly was aware of the situation.
That's a great penalty by Hull. It's taken them to the 40-metre mark inside Salford's territory, but Thompson's attempted run was met by solid tackling. It might have been too solid because I think there's a problem.
Is it Hassan? He goes down very low into that tackle. And Jordan Thompson dips down. He's got his buffers up to meet the tackle. I suspect he's got his head on the wrong side of that tackle, either a head or a neck.
Yes, a head knock it is. I think he came into contact with Thompson's hip or thigh.
Well, Thompson spotted him straight away. Hassan set himself, he was low. And as Barry said, he put his bumpers up, he just went down straight into him.
So an early introduction and an early change for Ian Watson. Craig Popjack is coming on to replace Hassan. It's a straight swap, prop forward for prop forward.
And they don't lose much as well. He's been in tremendous form, Kopchak, this year.
I must say he's looking a bit groggy, though, is James Hassan, as he makes his way into the dressing room. I wonder if he'll be back tonight. That would be a big blow to Salford if he fails the head test that is now forthcoming. Washbrook is the dummy half. It's Kelly. Kelly gets the ball away to Connor. Connor spinning under the challenge from Louis. It's now Jamie Shaw. He fires the pass away again. Sika Manu, he's a difficult man to put down.
He is, Ed. He's got good footwork, hasn't he, for a big fella. Always looking to offload the ball as well.
Washbrook waits, goes into centre field. That was Bowden. This is Connor again, nearly lost it.
He's getting up very quick, Robert Louis, trying to close that play, shut those options down whenever he's under stress in defence.
Thompson went without it, and he's been judged to have knocked the ball on, Jordan Thompson. Washbrook to Hooker, Manu to the second row. Thompson originally was named on the bench. So a rejig by Lee Radford.
Well, Thompson thought that he was going to come in as a drop-off player to Danny Washbrook, but the outside defence for Salford are doing a good job. Whenever Robert Louis jams in, then all of a sudden Chris Wellham comes in, Niall Evans comes in, they cut the players down. Hull FC then are trying to play the ball and get the ball back to the middle, because the outside defenders for Salford either side are doing a decent job.
The big difference between Salford this season and last season isn't in their attacking game, it's their improvement in defence. Barry touched on it. The defenders out wide are moving up faster and getting into the faces of their opponents and the attackers. And that's been a significant difference. I'm sure a key focus that the club have worked on. It's helped to take them from the mid-table team that they were last year to now one sitting in second place. The ball's been lost though, they're going to have to defend again.
Well, the ball shot out of the tackle then from Gareth O'Brien, and it's deemed to have been a knock-on.
Yeah.
And it was a knock-on. He tried to get the ball back, didn't he?
When a ball spews out like that, it's very rare it's from a fumble or a drop ball. Gareth O'Brien, whether he had a clean grip on it or he had a significant grasp on it, the ball came out with a little help from a Hull FC player.
I think O'Brien tried to flick the ball back and try and hit the referee, Barry, honestly. He didn't. Ben Thaler was up to the task.
Let's have a look.
Okay, stay on.
See?
I see your point, Eddie, but I think it's a straight myself.
Well, that's a knock-on. We know that.
And there's your answer. The big fella believes me, not you.
Well, again, look at this. Chris Wellen does a decent job again. He's pushing up. And that comes from the inside defenders. When the ball's going wide, the inside defenders have got to make sure you keep pushing up, you're tying in.
You don't over, Terry, isn't it?
Yeah, but you don't overcommit. But they're probably looking what's in front of them as well.
It's a really poor pass that from Johnson Turgid, who I think is going to be a great player. But at the moment, he's not had the ability, skill and speed to deliver that pass that he needed. Hull have got some dangerous players out wide, but they've not found them quality ball so far.
Talanoa put his hand up, he apologised. It wasn't the best pass. Murdoch-Masilla again, though. And well, he has got a new deal as Ben Murdoch-Masilla. He's staying till the end of next year at least. This is Lamatazi back at Salford, of course, after just the 1 year in 2016 with St Helens. Robert Louis spinning and weaving and turning, pulled down though by Twimmer Varvey.
Beautiful feet from Robert Louis. Impossible to tackle.
Griffin takes it forward again for Salford. Last tackle, they're 15 metres away. And here is Dobson. The kick from him is delicate. Oh, and he got the ball almost into the arms of Jake Bibby, and Jake Bibby is carted over the line, and the ball was not on the ground. It's held up.
Watch what Junior Sow does. When that ball is collected, he gets involved in that tackle. It doesn't come off for him and his team on this occasion.
Once the Salford player gets involved, though, can this no longer be a try because he's pushing him forward?
Well, it's difficult to see who's actually in possession at that point. I think that's. I think Ben Thaler just decided that the Salford player was in possession as he was going forward. You know, there was no lending of weight. There was and no effect on the defenders in that situation, so he'd probably play on.
Well, there's an effect on the attackers here, because Hiraki all over the top of Fanua.
Well, he's got so much energy, hasn't he, Mahe Fanua? Again, some of the bigger guns for Salford are committed to the tackle. Mahe Fanua, energy, effort to try and get up, play the ball.
Liam Watts now. All the black and whites. Referee shouts held. He's still dumped to the ground, though, by Kopjak. And Watts looks at the referee a little quizzically, expecting a penalty. Thompson gets Hull over the halfway line. Danny Washbrook waits. Here's Sika Manu taking on Michael Dobson, and Dobson stuck to his task then. Washbrook again. Finds Kelly. Kelly, short pass, good ball. Liam Watts has support from Albert Kelly. Wonderful Hull try. Sensational Hull try. Beautiful crisp passing movements. And Albert Kelly, 16 tries now in 16. This is his 16th Super League appearance and tries in each of the last 4 matches now. Hull's top scorer has done it again.
Well, here's Mahe Fanua's work. Early on in the tackle count, when he wasn't available for the black and whites, they failed to find somebody to fulfil that role. That's a beautiful line. Ian Watts has the composure, finds the number 6, Albert Keller, who is in support. This is quality play. He passes the ball, stays in motion, wraps around the outside, collects the pass from Watts. It took Salford 8 minutes to get the first try. It's took the same again, 8 minutes for the black and whites to get their first of the evening.
Or their second of the evening. 1-1, Barry makes 2.
to get their second of the evening. So they're going in 8-minute cycles.
There was too many 8s and 7s and 1s and 2s there, but you're not good on maths. Just stick to the English.
Yeah, mate.
What is interesting about that try is that Albert Kelly's demonstrated that he isn't just an individual ball runner who can take on the team and score when he gets the ball. He can create play for those around him, which he does the brilliant combination with Liam Watts, and is then on the hand to support it. But the try pass, I think, will be very pleasing to the Hull supporters. That in the absence of Mark Sneed, they've got a creative genius still unlocking the opposition defence.
Jake Connors added the extras, as you saw, and Hull are leading by 10 points to 0.
Poor defence from Salford, though. Ben Murdoch-Masila and Craig Kopchak, they've got to do a better job of this, man. Really, like every time Liam Watts carries the ball, he's got a pass in him. He's big, he's strong, he goes direct. Albert Kelly knows what he's got when he's tipping the ball onto him. The ball won't die.
Steve Michaels is brought down. Tackle number 2 on his 20-metre line. Like the way the Hull outside backs get involved and help the forwards out in the drives away from their own line. And here's Jansen Turgott again.
It's the power, it's the speed that they've got, the leg drive going into contact. They put the nose through the line. Every time that a Hull FC outside back gets the ball, you've got to make sure that you switch on. Not only have they got power, they've got speed.
Let him get off your 5.
Washbrook to Kelly, and Kelly pumps it high and down this right-hand side. It's well claimed by Gareth O'Brien, who is in turn grabbed by Sika Mano, and somehow he manages to stay in the field of play. He was being dragged to the sideline. I did think that that was not allowed, Stuart.
Well, I think he called held, and they managed to stop inside, so he decided not to take it any further than that. I think it's at that point he calls held, and they probably just get away with it. Could have been very close. If he'd gone into touch, it would have been a penalty anyway.
Dobson now is at dummy half. St Helens are leading bottom of the table now. Witness 6-0.
They're losing the go-forward battle. The heavy artillery are doing the job.
You do the numbers, Barry will do the English.
Look at them, they're just getting in. There's an arm in there from Sika Mano, you've got to say as well.
Eddie,
could you say that that's a loose carry? Griffin pumping the leg, Sika Mano. There's a little tug there for me.
Eddie, you make a good point about the go forward from the back three of Hull FC. Mahe Fanua is probably one of the best in the competition about those easy 8, 9, 10 metres early on in the tackle game. I think the forwards cancel each other out for both sides, but there's some really key battles. Junior Sow up against Mahe Fanua. That'll unfold as the evening goes on.
Here's Turgott again for the Black and Whites. Gets to the 40-metre line inside the Salford half of the field. Washbrook, Bowden taking on Robert Louis. Chris Wellham getting him low down. Washbrook again. Here's Jake Connor. Thompson on a diagonal run. Washbrook quickly in at dummy half. Here goes Bowden again, gets the offload away brilliantly to Washbrook. Wide they go to Twimavavi.
Did well Niall Valls then to cut Twimavavi down.
Connor, short ball, it's that man Watts again, who's
it's causing
major trouble every time he has the ball in his hand. Look, and he's making even more ground on all fours almost. And again he looks at the referee, imploring for a penalty. Not forthcoming again. Robert Louis is on the end of Connor's little ding through.
It was a poor kick, that wasn't it, from Jake Connor, straight into the arms of Robert Louis, probably Salford's most dangerous player.
There you go, that's the difference. There's a kick from Jake Connor. Niall Velds, he's charged with the first carry. Here's the second carry, and already it goes to a forward, Lamatasi.
Wellham waits behind him, the dummy half. Junior Sow, up the middle he goes, ambushed by three big men as well. Brining gets it away from dummy half. A little spin, an attempted switch of direction from Jake Bibby. Last one for Salford, trapped inside their own half. Louis was inside the 40-metre mark, but couldn't get it over the whitewash on the far side. Jamie Shaw sorted that.
He's good in open play, isn't he, Jamie Shaw? In the dream team last season, was outstanding, along with some of his teammates.
And a try against Wigan last week, of course, in the victory. His 8th try in the last 7 games for the Hull full-back. Here comes Fanua again. Fanua a Tongan.
Go.
Centre partner a Samoan in Twimavavi, and the winger is another Tongan, Fatuli Talanoa.
4, movement!
And success, particularly in the Challenge Cup last year, based on the South Sea Islanders.
You're right, and only 2 of Hull's backs are actually English-born.
Connor goes high. It's claimed by Evolts. Well claimed. Brad Fash is on, and he's at marker behind Jake Connor. And I think we have some injury news coming in from Angela Powers downstairs.
Yes, it is. Salford are 10-0 behind on the scoreboard, and they'll also be a man down for this second half. Oh, sorry, the first half and the rest of the game, actually. James Hassan will not be coming back onto play. He's failed his concussion test.
I thought there was a nasty bang. Salford have a penalty here. Meanwhile, there is the injury.
You could see straight away his legs buckled, didn't he? And he tried to bring Jordan Thompson down. And Hull FC give a penalty away to Sika Manu.
This will help Salford's cause.
The late tackle, wasn't it, by Jordan Thompson on the big fellow who passed the ball, Lamatasi. You often see those penalties when it's the smaller half-back taken out. But the referee's consistency. Look, it's a late challenge, and that's cost them 40 metres.
Yes, the feature of the opening 24 minutes of this match has been the excellent length. The kickers of both sides are getting on the penalties whenever Ben Thaler blows the whistle. And 10-0 the Saints lead against Widnes. The only other match taking place in the Betfred Super League tonight. Louis gets it away. Here is Wellham, and he loses that ball under great pressure again from the winger Talanoa.
Well, they don't seem to be helping themselves at all with the mistakes that they're making, Salford. And they get into good field position. They haven't got the right options. It's a mistake. They're giving some penalties away as well. They've not started this game well, and the scoreline suggests that as well. It's all been about Hull FC.
It has, and we've been waxing lyrical about Salford for much of this season, and suggesting that perhaps it's a year that we'll see the changing of the guard, and Salford in second place, Castleford top of the table. If they stay that way, of course, at the end of 30 rounds of the Super League, they would be in pole positions to get to Old Trafford. But right now, Salford look anything but a team destined for the grand final.
Well, if they need a boost, perhaps they're going to find out with the new subs that come on. Number 29, Todd Carney. Salford are quite unique in this competition, that they start games with 3 halfbacks, 2 on the field and 1 on the subs bench. Todd Carney now on the field. They'll mix and match around. What it means is they've got a lot of creative players, perhaps something they'll need.
There's Todd Carney just backing away from that tackle that was made by Michael Dobson. And Liam Watts continuing the battle up front for the black and white. It's been an excellent 25 minutes from him, and another brilliant offload from him as well. Kelly taking on Junior Sound, coming off second best.
He's a good defender, Junior Sound. He might not be the biggest, certainly defends strong.
Fanua again. Last tackle coming up then for the black and whites.
Wait, boys. Wait! Go, 5.
And it's with Connor, and it goes high in the air. Masi Matongo is chasing it, but it's gone to the left-hand side. And Brad Fash is in there with Turgut.
That's one.
And with Twimavavi.
Go.
Louis again.
Well, they like kicking to that side, don't they, to Nyla Valls, but they've got to make sure that the kick chase is a good one, because he can be dangerous.
Krasnicki gets to his feet, plays the ball to Dobson.
Michael Dobson now playing in the hooking role. You would imagine that some of the Hull FC forwards, when they see him, they'll be going straight at him.
Louis again drops the pass off to Murdoch Masilla. Not making as much progress as they would hope, though. 4 tackles gone, still inside their own half of the field. What have they got in the locker here? Well, not the best pass. And Kelly has swooped on it. Albert Kelly. Albert Kelly, if he can play football and get to this inside the in-goal area, it's a fantastic try from Albert Kelly. A sensational try from Kelly. It's his second if it's given. I don't see anything wrong with it. He must only just be checking the grounding, Stuart, because he was so far behind the play, Ben Thaler. They've got a try on the field.
Yeah, it was a kick, an interception and a kick downfield. Always catches the referee out. He's playing catch-up all the way. So the touchers on this side thought it was a try, but it's worth a check. The referee's almost looking for a break by Salford the other way. So everybody's onside. He kicked the ball. We just need to check the grounding. There's no problem with a kick at any point. takes possession, puts the ball down well inside, try confirm.
Well, what a wonderful start for the Black and Whites on this trip from east to west. And the try is given to Albert Kelly. 2 tries already for Kelly. He missed the home defeat against Salford in April, and it was a big and heavy defeat as well. And he has already stamped his mark on this match at the AJ Bell.
Well, he's one of the most exciting players in Super League, isn't he, Albert Kelly? His reaction, his quick thinking, spots the ball on the ground. All of a sudden, he can turn his defensive attitude into an offensive. And look at him, when he gets the ball, he kicks it, and he pushes straight up. He backs himself. That's what you like about him. He's a player that wants to play. He likes it when the ball's in his hand, but that's a great finish. He's a genius, isn't he?
Jake Connor then to try and add 2 more points to the total, which he does. And Lightning is striking twice here at the AJ Bell Stadium, because at the weekend in the game against Wakefield they were 16-0 down, and they were 16-0 down again here tonight.
Well, Todd Carney 5 years ago was unlocking defences in the NRL with some of his passes plays, but that one misdirected to Gareth O'Brien has gifted 6 points with some wonderful speed that Albert Kelly demonstrates there. And they are comfortably sitting here now. Not only are they scoring the points, but the wrestle and control and dominance in the tackle area is vastly significant in giving them the chance to really lead and control this match after almost half an hour.
It was a solid run from Matongo, but it was a big hit from Craig Kopjak. And the tries, Barry, are coming every 8 minutes.
8 or 9 minutes, yeah, exactly. Very dominant, very physical, Hull FC, and it's at this part of the pitch where they're better than the Red Devils. When the Red Devils are coming away from their own line, they're making 3, 4, 5 metres, really struggling to get any kind of momentum after runs like one of those from Liam Watts. They're on the front foot, more or less straight away, the Black and Whites.
Sika Mano again, he carries 2 and 3 players up to the halfway line with him. The tackle was attempted about 5 metres back, and this is the last one. So Kelly says, look, we'll just have a little bit of a stroll to the scrum, we'll take it easy, we'll take a breather, and we'll just buy a little bit of land inside Salford territory.
Well, when you stick your hand up, you carry the ball, you're directed by that man who's kicked it. He's setting up the field position, he's constantly looking up at the defensive line, counting numbers. Which side's he going to attack? Does he go long side, does he go left, does he go short side, does he kick it off the field? Constantly just playing those mind games, and Lee Ranford knows that he's got a very, very intelligent player.
Salford's head and feed then. Wellham will try and work the ball forward. He'll try and maybe to tempt Hull to break away from the scrum there, Salford, by holding the ball inside the scrum and getting a penalty for offside, but they were disciplined enough, the Black and Whites. This is Lamatazi. Some big collisions, aren't there? You can feel them from up here.
They just don't seem to be able to get through Hull FC's line at present.
Kopjak wide to Louis. Referee's unhappy with that challenge by Connor, and then Murdoch-Masila a bit high.
Well, Jake Connor's just got to throw everything he can at Ben Murdoch-Masila. Scored a couple of tries at Magic Weekend. He's a big powerhouse.
There's not much in it. I think the fact that his feet are off the floor and he's lunging at Murdoch-Masila probably forces the hand of the referee, Ben Thaler.
Well, I think if you look at that last angle, which was the referee's view, probably just grabs a bit of the chin on the way through, and the referee gives the penalty.
Dobson inside the 20-metre zone. This is a golden chance here for Salford, but Gareth O'Brien goes down under the challenge from Jake Connor, who has a little whisper in his ear and a little smile on his face, does the Hull halfback. Here is Carney, though. Here is Carney ducking under the challenge of Manu and getting so close. Kelly and Shaw just keeping him out. Dobson, offside. Offside for Noah. He is quick, he ain't that quick.
Well, they were short on numbers. Look at him, he was just edging his bets, edging his bets.
Is he definitely offside? When can the defender move forward? At what point?
When the ball's played with the foot.
Krasnicki holds on. 10 metres away. It's another great chance for Salford. Dobson, short ball. Kopjak. Now then, it's a turn of Hull to really defend this line. Second set coming at them in quick succession. Dobson with the pass to Tarzi. He finds Louis. Louis then bullets the pass to Shaw. Forward. Oh, that's a shame. Forward pass. Nye Level's try is chalked off.
Well, the sweeping lines from Gareth O'Brien. Looking to set that man free. Nye Levels. Nice quick hands as well. He fixed the defender, which was Talanoa, who come in. He pulled the trigger.
Half a metre.
It was only just forward, but I think Talanoa, and the fact that Talanoa was virtually in the face of Gareth O'Brien, catches it, passes it in the same action with a little bit of anxiety. But they found an edge and found some space for the first time in this match.
Gareth O'Brien made his Salford debut against Hull in February in the defeat at the KCOM Stadium.
Go.
Last year.
See, there's three big men involved in that tackle. They still couldn't get the winger down, and on the next tackle, because they're not set, because markers aren't set, and there's a late retreater, Robert Louis is penalised.
I think it's the initial contact from Salford that's not good enough. They're going in, they're bouncing off. The Hull FC players are spinning in the tackle, they're getting rid of Salford defenders.
Sometimes, sorry Eddie, sometimes you need to sacrifice a little bit of contact for control. Being able to catch players might be something Hull FC, or sorry, might be something the Red Devils can think about.
Brad Fash and Dobson went for a piggyback. Here's Connor. Here's Connor still.
Move, Michael!
Oh, and it's a penalty because Michael Dobson was all over him, and Dobson saying, he's pulling me down, sir. He's holding on to my shirt.
Eddie, and that's what I said about Michael Dobson. When he's defending in the middle, you'll get the likes of Jake Connors, you'll get the runners, you'll get the bigger forwards picking him out.
I think that picture told us the story that maybe Michael Dobson was telling a fib.
That's one. Move on.
Here is the Zimbabwe-born Masi Matongo, born in Harare. This is Bowden. This is Bowden. He almost went through O'Brien. Connor, the dummy half, fancied it himself for a second. Fancied it himself again. Just short. Haraki, importantly, between him and the line. Now then, Connor will get to his feet and play this ball to Danny Washbrook. He'll fire it back to Albert Kelly, who's on a hat-trick, remember.
The kick was on them behind. Salford. It's definitely space.
Washbrook again to Brad Fash.
Big tackle, move level!
Last one coming up for Hull here. As Washbrook goes for broke, and he scores, does Danny Washbrook. He's stolen one from dummy half. Danny Washbrook. Well, he's learned all he knows from Danny Houghton, maybe. And he has pinched one from dummy half for the Black and Whites, and it's a 20-0 lead inside 35 minutes. The tries, and Barry is pointing at his watch, the tries are coming every 8 minutes.
Every 8 and 9 minutes, Danny Washbrook, he sees the opportunity, maybe has a quick look at the clock and think we better score again. There's Michael Dobson, there's the penalty. Repeat possession for the Black and Whites, and Danny Washbrook in the shoes of Danny Houghton. Might not do as much defence as the regular number 9, but he's as smart as any rugby league player on this pitch today.
When he picked up the ball, I thought that was the bravest and probably daftest option on the last tackle. He had 3 defenders in front of him. He had the rest of his team crying for the ball out wide. And yet he backed himself, and they had the confidence and the skill to score what will be a very significant point here now just before half-time. He kicks this at 22-0. We've seen Hull in previous games and last week have significant leads and end up nervous as the match wears on, so this isn't over, but that's a big lead.
It is a big lead. It's a 22-point lead, 4 minutes to half-time. And Hull have bossed this match almost from the first minute.
Well, they had enough numbers there, didn't they? But just the execution of the tackle wasn't good enough. Lamatasi, Gareth O'Brien, you could see Gareth O'Brien's anguish as soon as he realised that that man had got the ball down. And it's not been Salford tonight. You can tell by the look of the fans behind the sticks.
There's 1 or 2 glum faces there, all right. And I bet Ian Watson isn't that impressed either, the young Salford coach, who's had a fabulous season thus far. Kelly's underneath the kickoff. Here's big Massey Matongo again.
And that's the big challenge for Salford, isn't it? Because of where they are in the table, people are turning up and they're coming here to Salford, taking them as a serious threat, a danger that they're going to have to work really hard to get 2 points. And Hull FC, well, they've got all the answers so far.
And don't forget, Salford have got the one man down. James Hassan will not be back tonight. He was knocked out in the early stages of this match. And so Ian Watson's options off the bench are now limited, as well as everything else, as well as the fact that they're chasing a match that is 22 points away from them. There he is, the Salford coach. Connor goes wide, and it's Turgott. Wellham gets to him. Good tackle. Last one, only just inside the halfway line, or over the halfway line, should I say. And Connor down the line, but doesn't find touch. O'Brien will run it back. Maybe he didn't want to find touch. Maybe he's inviting O'Brien to have a go, and they'll hunt the mistake.
Well, it was well positioned, wasn't it, from Gareth O'Brien? But Lee Radford, will they be able to just keep rolling the forwards on and off the pitch, keep the momentum going forward? And the challenge for Salford is controlling some of those bigger boys.
Well, you talked about Salford not being as good at this part of the game. Their outside backs making ground early in the set. They probably sold arguably their best player in Justin Carney earlier this year when he obviously received a max ban. They've gone wide to left and he's Junior Shaw. But without Justin Carney, he found it harder to gain ground, especially tonight.
Here's the other Todd Carney. Drops the pass off. And this is Krasnicki.
What a ball that was from Todd Carney, left to right. Probably 50 metres right on the button.
Now it's with Louis. A neat little kick from Louis. Oh, nearly a pinch. Is it Gareth O'Brien following up? It was. He knocked the ball on, though. Got a hand to it. If this had stuck, this would have been handy.
Well, he put himself where the action was. You could just see it just come off his right hand when he was challenging Jamie Shaw.
10-0, Saints still lead at half-time against the Widnes Vikings. Of course, dropped to the foot of the table by Lee's incredible victory last night against Wigan. Washbrook, full of it after that try that he pinched from dummy half.
Some better defence from Salford here.
Kelly.
Look forward.
Off the boot of Fanua, and almost again a hack forward, but Wella Haraki got to it and then knocked the ball on. And Hull are running to the scrum. They fancy something more here in the last minute.
Well, they'll probably get just 1 minute, one set of 6 here, and the 40 metres from Salford's line. Wella Haraki's the man who's been judged to knock the ball on.
Jamie Shaw kicks it into the arm, hand of
It's on the ground. It's that one at the end there. The first one wouldn't be classed as a knock-on. It's the one on the ground when he pulls the ball back towards him there, along the ground. That's the knock-on.
Even a scruffy kick. Mahe Fanua just dabs it behind the defensive line because of the energy and enthusiasm that the Black and Whites are playing with. They force the hand of Wella Haraka, who comes up with mistake.
Here is Jamie Shaw, and they have just 50 seconds remaining. Wonder if all else fails in the next 45 seconds or so, they might be tempted to have a dash at the 1 point.
Another good charge here, isn't it?
Bowden again.
Nothing spectacular in that play, just straightforward by Bowden. Tuck the ball under your wing, run as hard as you can.
Here's Jay Connor. Now it's Brad Fash. Keeps the movement going to Washbrook. Having trouble in wrapping the ball up are Salford. They're bang in front of the sticks now here. Kelly is just to the right-hand side. Comes to Connor for the drop goal attempt. He's missed it.
Well, you were right, Eddie.
I learned all I know about drop goals from a certain bald gentleman.
You were right. He ended up in an unusual position. He dropped a forward off it, wanted to get to the middle of the field. Brad Fash then offloaded the ball. His sights weren't quite right.
There's the half-time siren boos from the Salford crowd, I'm afraid. I don't know whether that's for their own team or from the fact that they believe, these Salford supporters, that there were 1 or 2 forward passes that went unchecked by referee Ben Thaler. However, Michael Dobson is talking to the referee quite animatedly, and Hull leave the field with a handy 22-point advantage. Talanoa on the 7th minute, Kelly on the 16th, Kelly again on 27, Washbrook on 35, all but one improved by Connor. 22-0 the Black and Whites. Well, the road to Wembley takes centre stage next weekend, and we are back here next Thursday for Salford against Wakefield in the quarter-final. And next Friday we will see the Leeds Rhinos against Featherstone Rovers. Both nights 7:55. Thursday Sky Sports 2, Friday Sky Sports 3. Salford Wakefield then next Thursday for a place in the Cup semi-finals. Hull, by the way, they're at home to the leaders Castleford next Saturday. Hull, the last team to beat the Castleford Tigers. A great weekend of cup action coming up. Here, though, we're in the Betfred Super League, and Salford with a big mountain to climb in this second 40 minutes. The half-time talk from Ian Watson will have been important, I think. And as far as Lee Radford are concerned, I bet he's just said, listen, we're doing so well, just stick to your guns, stick to the game plan. They'll go home tonight with 2 championship points, but Salford do have it in them to come back, and Hull, they have surrendered big leads in the past, as Phil alluded to in the first half. Here's a penalty which will help the Red Devils.
Well, this is exactly what they need. Salford, well, they need to step up, expect the unexpected from Hull FC, and because they were ambushed in the first half. I think the forwards were making many meters when they were carrying the ball, and there you go, they don't even find touch.
Went for too much length, and that's been a feature, as I say, a good feature in the first half. Good long kicks from penalties. But, well, he's a big man, is Talanoa, and he got up off the ground to stop that ball finding touch. So that's a bit of an error, and that, well, that will be classed as a schoolboy error, I think, by Ian Watson.
It's a huge error, isn't it? You get the penalty, you can gain those meters, then you gift the ball back without even touching it, without challenging the line. Hull have looked solid carrying the ball, they've looked good in defence. The winning collision again, look at that. Only just take him to ground when the referee shouts he's held.
Kelly drops the pass off once again, and oh, the ball is lost. And the referee says play on, I think. Wella Haraki has it.
It looked like it was stripped from Wella Haraki, that. The man who's got the ball now, the number 12 for Salford.
And this now is Ryan Lannon, only 21 years of age. Lannon, he's missed the last 2. Let's have another look at this. There's the ball that went, well, if it was stripped by Haraki, it went backwards. Todd Carney on the ball for Salford.
And he's certainly a player that can cause some problems. He needs to touch the ball as much as he can. Again, it's a sloppy play from Salford. They're shifting the ball.
Wellham taking them on down the right-hand side, but Carlos Shumavabi is formidable. There's O'Brien. Here is Louis now for Salford. Takes the ball away to Dobson. Dobson then finds Carney. Carney goes wide. It's Niall Evalds. Oh, no, it's not. I beg your pardon. It's Jake Bibby. Bibby plays the ball to Dobson. Loops the pass into Kopjak. The Welsh international taking them on. Gives it to Louis. He gets it away. Smuggles it back. Here as well, and they're in with Evalds in the corner. Salford strike first in the second half, and they had to. Niall Evalds knows where the try line is. That's his 9th try in Super League this year. 5 tries in his last 4 in Super League, 8 in 7 in the League and Cup, a 9th try here in Super League this year.
Well, they needed to pour some points here early, and that's a strip there from Wella Haraki, but they get away with it. They need something to go their way. Michael Dobson gets out, and Craig Kopczak does a very good job here, along with Robert Louis, to get rid of this ball. And you could see that Talanoa, he'd gone in hunting from the wing. He thought the player was going to be closed down, but Salford didn't give up. Good play, right, a couple of tackles. The offload here, Jake Connor's interested, there's space out wide, and Chris Wellham unselfishly passes the ball to Niall Evalds. This is exactly what they need, the strength here.
Well, it won't have been lost on Salford that in the first half, Hull had far more territorial advantage. Spent twice as long attacking the Salford line, and I guess the Reds know they can get enough chances down at the line. They've got points in them.
And Dobson had the extras here, you bet he can. You bet he can. That is the perfect start to the second half for the Red Devils. More like a team sitting second in the table. Great response.
They needed this for their own confidence. The ability of this team is never in question, but this evening, for 40 minutes, they've been outplayed by Hull FC. A couple of offloads, players running strong and hard into space will give those fans something to cheer about.
Good try from Niall Evalds. And, well, they've come a long way this year under Ian Watson. First ever Super League win at Hull, which was then followed by a first win at Wigan in 20 years, and one of their most emphatic victories at Warrington, 38-12. If they're going to win this one, they're going to have to come from a 22-point deficit at half-time. Do they have it in them? We shall see. Let's get half-time news. Angela Powers.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, that start is exactly what Ian Watson wanted. For him, this second half is going to be all about the ruck. Hull, he says, I've been controlling it so far. They've been too quick. He said, they're embarrassing us, to be fair. The challenge is to win in the contact, in the wrestle, and slow it down. Well, they need to speed it up too as they go into touch there. That's exactly what Lee Radford's expecting from Salford, though, to come out faster. He said in the first half they played with lots of patience, they defended really well, and they put Salford on the back foot with their line speed. More of the same in this second half is what he wants.
That's great defence from Tuimavavi.
Strong, aggressive defence from Tuimavavi.
Ian Watson's down at ground level.
Nice and tidy.
Widnes have struck first in the second half at St Helens, 10-4.
Take you with there. Okay, guys, head in, stay on, lads.
Salford have struck first in the second half here, but they trail 6 points to 22. Kelly gets the ball away again.
That's one. We're here.
Washbrook in at dummy half, and that was Jack Downs who played the ball to him. Here now is Brad Fash.
I know we're only 5 minutes into the second half, Eddie, but there's more line speed already from Salford.
Been in a spot of trouble then, the Salford defender. Fanua was so difficult to put down, but he's on his way to the sideline here. Referee eventually shouts held. He'll give the penalty now because Fanua went into touch. Beg your pardon. Yes, it was Fanua, and there's a bit of an argy-bargy then.
Well, that's just how strong he is, isn't it? Craig Kopchak Jr. South struggling, trying to get him over the sideline along with Jake Bibby. He can't do that, and they give the penalty away. But so powerful out wide Hull FC.
Bowden now for them.
What did you say, John?
Inside the 20-metre zone, first tackle. Fash gets it away, finds Connor. Connor tries to dance his way through, halted by Krasnicki's challenge. Washbrook again, 11 metres away. Wide they go to Kelly, back to Bowden. Bowden, good leg drive. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the ground, and 1 up above. It's Kelly once more. Back he comes to Connor. Behind the runners is Tuimavavi. Great try. Great try from Carlos Tuimavavi. That's the response that Lee Radford would have wanted. And 1 or 2 Salford heads might go down. But Carlos Tuimavavi with that try, the Samoan, 9th try of the season, 5 tries in his last 8 before tonight.
Well, Hull FC back into this game. It was Salford who scored the first try. Lovely sweeping play, right to left. Danny Washbrook right at the heart of matters to the other impressive player of that first 40 minutes, Albert Kelly. And Tuimavavi makes no mistake, gets down hard and low. Big celebrations from the fans at the back of the sticks from Hull FC.
Carlos Tuimavavi got a try in his debut against Salford in a 40-20 victory at home last year, and they're chatting now. They're annoyed with themselves again, the Salford, for allowing them in. Well, Jake Connor's kicked pretty well tonight, 3 out of 4. A difficult kick for him though, as you see. Just about 5 metres in from touch on this near side. He is a right-footed kicker though, can draw it over the top of the bar, which he does with ease.
Well, they don't need Mark Steed, do they, in the absence of a goal kicker? Hull seem to be playing to the full potential here tonight, don't they? A sweeping backline play with good passes that give one of the best individual runners, Carlos Tuimavavi, a chance to take on his opponent one-on-one. He's too quick, and at this stage here now, there's a massive gap between these two teams. The Hull supporters pretty pleased. 50 minutes almost gone, and all going to play.
And Old Faithful, the Hull anthem is ringing around the AJ Bell Stadium. 28 points to 6, the 22-point advantage restored. Liam Watts again for the Black and Whites.
Well, the wrecking ball back onto the field, Liam Watts. Salford, as soon as they get back into the game, they let themselves down. But it was good speed from Carlos Tuimavavi. Like Phil said, that was the key ingredient in scoring that try.
40th meeting this is against Salford for Hull in the Super League. Hull have won 31 of the 39 previous. On course to win this, with Bowden getting them to the halfway line on tackle number 4. Jamie Shaw kicking from dummy half into the corner. Great kick. Only just spun away from Gareth O'Brien. I thought he was going to invite his opposite number to bring this ball back, but the ball just took a nasty bounce.
Well, it's an excellent kick, isn't it, from Jamie Shaw. Danny Washbrook is probably, we're talking about Richard Whiting before in the break, Eddie, and I think when you look at Danny Washbrook and what he brings to this Hull FC side, he's probably the most valuable player, playing a number of positions. His efforts around the play of the ball, he's pushing up, he's supporting his bigger men, he's anticipating that offload, he's working hard, he's bringing the forwards onto the ball when just stepping out, isolating the dummy halves.
Yeah, you're right, he's got great utility value, as Danny Washbrook. This is his 297th career appearance. He's topped 100 for both of his clubs, Hull and Wakefield. Here's a problem for Junior Sow.
Well, he's a tough man, Junior Sow. He never stays down, does he? He's a little, I think there was some ribs exposed, and the number 10, Liam Watts, went in, saw that target earlier and just hit them. There was nothing illegal in the play.
He's in pain.
These guys don't stay down, do they?
And he wasn't, as I said, he's not expecting. There's 3 men involved in that tackle.
It's this one. From
his mind is thinking, at some point, I'll go to ground. I want to find my front. I want to play the ball quickly. And in that momentary lapse, there's a sledgehammer goes in his back. And Ian Watson, Martin Gleeson, have got a real job to get themselves back into this game. And they need that man on the pitch.
Well, they've already lost James Hassan. Here it comes now. There's the... Well, look, nothing in it at that, but there was obviously a problem for Junior Sow.
As soon as he hit him, you could see the anguish in his face, couldn't you?
We're there, boys.
Dr. Marwan Kukash, interviewed by Brian Carney pre-match. And that interview, if you did miss it, it's available online. It's on our website, so have a look at that. Talks about his problems, and he's had a few problems this year, and trying to rebrand the club possibly, although no decision made about that. Anyway, if you watch the interview, he'll tell you all about it.
Craig Kopchak looking for a penalty there. Thought it was a high shot on Michael Dobson.
Carney high off the boot, but a little bit too far ahead of the chasers. Easy that was for Shaw. That's obstruction, and Liam Watts gave himself up then. Jamie Shaw did as well. He stopped on the run.
Well, Jamie Shaw had all the time in the world to catch this ball. He's trying to find a little bit of space in that defensive chase team for Salford, and in doing so, Liam Watts is just in the way.
Well, that's an invitation to Salford here. Krasnicki will take it forward. He's appeared in the last 8, the former London Bronco. 10 metres out, Dobson fires the pass. Carney. Going to go inside at Jack Downs. With help from Fash, and Bowden was there as well. They know the danger that Carney presents. Dobson, Louis to O'Brien, good hands, but good defence from Talanoa on Chris Wellham. That's 3 gone. O'Brien drops the pass off. Charge in here from Ben Murdoch-Masila. That's been the story of his season so far. A trademark run from him, and he's fighting to get to his feet. He wanted the penalty. So did the Salford fans. Louis, O'Brien. And O'Brien cannot get through. That's tackle number 5. Todd Carney. It's played at, is it? Yes, it's wiped down the tackle count. So another 6 here coming at the black and whites. Robert Louis won't offload this time. He'll go to ground because he has the 6 tackles in the bag. That's the first of them. And here's another penalty.
Well, this is exactly what they need and what they want. They've got Hull FC trapped on the line now. Some good defence as well from Hull FC. Can they crack them here?
Kopchak with the first run this next set.
Look at Michael Dobson scanning.
Back it comes. It was quickly out of the line. Jake Connor on O'Brien. Was he offside? The referee says he was. Very quick then. Dobson, Louis. Louis gets a short ball. Ben Murdoch, Masilla again. They've done the homework on him. They've done the homework on him. The six there around him.
Look at him, he's
another penalty. They're going to be on a warning here. Ben Thaler's going to have to take action, Stuart.
Well, we're up to 9 penalties now. I think his patience won't last much longer.
Krasnicki drives it in again. Is this the 4th straight set coming at the whole line? Something like that. Dobson, short ball.
Well, they certainly look excited now, don't they, the Red Devils?
There was no way through then. O'Brien, quick hands. Chance here for Jake Bibby. Jake Bibby is held up.
Wow, that's fabulous.
That's terrific defence. When you think about all the pressure that Hull FC have been under, they couldn't crack on their left edge defensively. And the Salford Reds went over to the other side, tried that side.
Yeah, go.
So the go back 10 metres tackle count continues. And here is Lannon.
Oh, he's not letting go, is he, Maher Fanua?
Go.
Dobson again, finds Louis. Louis looks for the runners, it's O'Brien. O'Brien then gets it away to Carney. What a hit from Twimmer Barbie. Last tackle that was, or this is rather, coming up. O'Brien to Wellham, he's dropped the ball. Chance is gone. Fantastic defence from Hull under all sorts of pressure.
Have Hull FC got more numbers than Salford? How can they have 6 players defending on the right, cutting down a player, again on the left when he was stopping Murdoch Masilla? Wherever the ball's going, there seems to be more black and white jerseys than yellow jerseys.
Do you think perhaps they've got extra motivation, having played at home and been embarrassed by Salford? Remember, the Reds scored 54 points when these two sides met earlier this season over at the Hull Stadium. And, you know, I think sometimes when a team, one as fancied as much as Hull have been this season, are embarrassed at home, you very often find in the rematch there's an element of revenge, an extra added incentive for the team to prove that they are better than they did when they first met in that season. And Hull are certainly showing that, with clearly outplaying their opponents in every facet of this game.
And of course they're coming into this match having avoided a 4th consecutive defeat in the victory over Wigan on Saturday. They lost only 3 of their first 13 in Super League, then 3 straight defeats, threatened to thwart a top 4 finish. But Lee at Radford is happy enough with 5th place at the moment, and as he will point out to you, just a couple of games away from a return to Wembley, where they enjoyed success last year. Their first ever victory at Wembley. What about that?
Do you know, Maher, look at him. As soon as he gets the ball, he accelerates into that tackle and totally monsters Gareth O'Brien.
Eddie, you mentioned Ben Murdoch Masilla a couple of moments ago. There were 6 players trying to get him down. We've hardly mentioned his name. We've hardly talked about him getting close to the line. On 10 occasions so far, Murdoch Masilla has blasted his way over the try line. They've handled him, they've put numbers on him, and they've took what looks like most of the energy away from the big man.
Robert Louis here, down on tackle 5. Last one coming up then. Dobson with a kick into open space, chasing it himself.
That's a good kick.
It is a good kick. The chase arrives, and Fanua will bring it back.
It looked a laboured chase though, didn't it? It was a good kick to the line. All of a sudden you think that the lads in the yellow jerseys are get excited. Don't look at the scoreboard.
Would you get excited trying to tackle Maher Fanua when he picks up that kick?
And as tired as they are as well, they look gassed a little bit.
I wouldn't want to be isolated on my own though, Phil.
I don't think you'd be leading the kick chase, don't worry about it.
This is Hull trying to bring the ball away from their own line, and it's Josh Griffin. Josh Griffin suspended last week. He came into contact with referee James Child, picked up a ban.
Oh, Liam Watts, he's saying that this ball was helped on its way. Players all over him in an attempt to play the ball. It's knocked out of his hand. He's got a case, hasn't he, Stuart?
He certainly has. It's called from the side, touchage on the far side, called a knock on. So Ben Thaler's gone with that. That was on his blind side.
Looked a loose carry. Stu, to be fair.
Well, he moved his hand out of the way, didn't he? But as he did, the whole player came round and knocked the ball out, or the Salford player knocked the ball out.
When get off the defenders, they don't need to be holding on to the defenders. Fellas, we don't need to be holding on to the defenders. Let them get off you. Okay, let's bang, please.
I mean, that is one of the facets of the game, isn't it? You know, that there is a lot of messing around in the ruck in the Super League.
Trying to win the penalty, and that you know, it gives added problems to the referee that he doesn't really need.
Well, you're just trying to slow it down, Eddie, just so your teammates can get back with the referee, so you can start that cycle again and get forward and try and stop people like him.
Murdoch Masilla plays the ball to Michael Dobson. Here comes Louis again. Short ball from him. And that's George Griffin. He plays the ball. This is Lamatazi. Good run from the big fella. 10 metres out. Dobson. Dobson gets the ball away. Griffin again. Slips the pass. Chance here, no. The door is slammed in the face of Ryan Lannon.
Look at the effort from Hull FC. 4 defenders denying Lannon.
Last one here for Salford. Crossfield kick. Ball is knocked backwards. I think this is going to be play on. Well, flicks it inside, and if that bounced kindly for Louis, you might have got there. But here goes Jamie Shaw for the Black and Whites. There's a big foot race on here, and Shaw all the way down the line. Shaw all the way down the line. It's a great effort, but it's a fantastic try. Bibby tracked him all the way, but Jamie Shaw went from one end of the field to the other, and the momentum carried him home. He had the pace down the left-hand wing, and Bibby came across when he realised his teammate wasn't going to get to him. Bibby did, but Shaw had the strength and the speed, and over the line he went for another 4-pointer.
Well, it's the sign of a good side, isn't it? Under pressure, at one end of the field, all of a sudden the ball's along the floor, and you've got to react to something. And the first to react to that ball on the floor was Jamie Shaw. Look at him. He's one of those players who gets into open space, he'll back himself, he knows exactly where the Salford players are. Bibby tries, Gareth O'Brien tries, the speed of Jamie Shaw. He's a tremendous player. When he goes forward, look, he's looking over his shoulder, he knows exactly where the defenders are. He goes in and away, changes the line for those defenders, and he knows the try line is coming up, it's here.
There's 90+ metres. Lee Radford applauding his fullback, but he will be applauding the effort of his side in defence. So many times tested by Salford Red Devils, so many times they stood up to that task and test. And you can see 6 points only against them. Defensively, they've been as impressive as they have with the ball.
Jamie Shaw in the dream team last year. Fantastic fullback, and that's a great kick from Jake Connor. Well, Mark Sneed might not be out there, but Jake Connor is. And how important is a goal kicker in Super League? Just ask Wigan about that. Wigan can score tries, but at the minute they're lacking a kicker.
You cast your mind back a week, and Halbert Kelly scored a similar try, didn't he, when at that time the Wigan Warriors put a kick in. Hull have clearly demonstrated they've got players with blistering speed, because there's a significant disadvantage when you're running with the ball, and neither of the Salford chasers could catch or cut down Jamie Shaw there before he scored what was a brilliant individual effort.
Eye-catching stuff from the Black and Whites tonight, just as it was eye-catching last night from the Lee Centurions. 34 points to 6 they lead at the home of the Salford Red Devils with a quarter of the match remaining. Salford second in the table. Hull are on their way back into the top 4 at the end of this weekend.
They've sorted the defence out though for this game. Well, here they get another penalty. See that Lannon, he loses that ruck, he's behind the play of the ball. When Maher Fanua gets up, regathers his feet.
Offside.
Plays the ball, and fair play to Maher Fanua. It's a good dive. But they've sorted the defence. I said earlier on, Eddie, in the first half, they missed 51 tackles last week. In this game, they've just missed 12 tackles. Their attitude has been right to defend that try line. Well, it's been there for all to see.
Back to me, Chris, and wait.
Thompson. Washbrook and Bowden on the run. He slipped the first net.
Go, quick look, Slam, get your hands out!
Chris Brining. Oh, that ball has come away, and that's a zero tackle. Now, I'm going to say, can Salford do a hole, and can they go from one end of the field to the other, but not on this occasion.
Well, there's quite a number of Salford players just walking, not offering themselves at all. Todd Carney, Gareth O'Brien can do all they want. It's a loose carry here. Loses possession, Salford get the ball.
Murdoch Masilla lost his footing, never mind losing the ball. Held on to it though, Wellham behind him. And Griffin drops the ball off. It's Lamatazi again. 3 tackles gone on halfway. Brining to Griffin. Now then. Well, Haraki was almost through Bowden with an important ankle tap, but they keep this movement going with Griffin. Bounces off a couple and again gets the pass away. Haraki had got up off the deck. That was Lannon. This is Junior Sow.
Well, they've got to fight for every yard, haven't they, Salford? They know it's going to be very difficult to cross over the Hull FC's line.
Here he goes again, Ryan Lannon. Going to try in his last appearance in a big win against the Catalan Dragons. Carney goes down the short side with Haraki, and Haraki gets over. Haraki. Well, they're into double figures. 34-10. 16 minutes or so remaining. Is there time? Is there time?
Well, sneakily, Chris Brining's come back onto the field for the Red Devils. When they've been good this year, Salford, it's been when Logan Tompkins has started, Brining has come on and changed the game up a little bit. It's a familiar feel to them, even though he started and come back on Brining now. It's a good try from Haraki. Will it change the way that Salford are playing this game?
Well, he was with the Crusaders and Leeds. He made his debut for Leeds against Hull in February 2011. He also had a spell at Castleford. Did well at Haraki. And that's his first try of the season we've just seen in Super League. The man who played for the New Zealand Maoris way back in 2010. Memory serves, that was against Great Britain, or was it England in those days? England in 2010. The conversion is missed by Gareth O'Brien. Michael Dobson off the field at the moment.
Well, Hull have been very impressive for an hour tonight, but what's fascinating is for the next 15 minutes, can they play with the same intensity, the same concentration, with an ignorance of the scoreboard? OK, they've probably got this game won with 24 points, but they need to develop the habits at times we haven't seen from them to be able to play and defend as well in the last quarter as they have in the first.
Well, 15 minutes remaining, 24 points to deficit. Is it on? From a team sitting second in the table?
It is unlikely with the way that they performed in the opening 64 minutes, but you never know, Eddie.
Tazi takes the first tackle this next set. Deep inside his own half of the field, though. Here's the try scorer, Haraki. Makes 10 good metres. Quick play the ball as well. Brining with a little run. Good run, too, up to the halfway line. 2010 at St Helens. Widnes trailing. Haraki, back he comes to Louis. Oh, and then off the chest of Murdoch Masilla. Massi Matongo has it back.
Well, there was more effort, wasn't there, in that set of 6?
And a
problem on the floor, yeah.
Chris Brining is
Brining, yeah.
By the way, he might have just caught some language that we'd rather you didn't hear. We apologise for that. Picked up by the referee's microphone, I think. It wasn't the referee, I hasten to say.
Another player with his head on the wrong side of that tackle because of the footwork of the whole player charging the ball forward. The point I was making about Brining was when he's defending in the middle, he's less of a target. He's going to fulfill those defensive responsibilities without other people shuffling. Sometimes when a half-back is put in at 9 and he's not a poor defender, there you go, there's the charge. Shoulder down. Not a poor defender, Michael Dobson, but effort on effort on effort will take away his energy. Maybe he won't be as effective with the ball. Looks like he's okay, Chris Brining.
Yes, he is, and he learned his trade at York.
Back here, lads.
Chris Brining. Logan Tompkins has signed a new deal. He's out injured, though, tonight, is Logan. And Brining, 54 tries in 86 York appearances. So there he is, number 20 in the tackle after the bang on the top of the bonds. But he's A-OK, and he's got tries in him, that's for sure.
Well, Ian Watts will be open. He's got tries in him in this game, Eddie.
Connor, dangerous every time they come forward. Here's Griffin, the other Griffin. It's Josh.
Here we are with me.
Ex-Salford, of course. Washbrook again. Connor gets the ball away. Here is Thompson.
Change of direction from Hull FC, targeting the same defenders.
Connor again. Matongo. Washbrook once more. 10 metres out they are with Kelly. Floated kick to the right-hand side. Knocked back. Twimavavi.
No, you pushed him first.
And the referee says that there was a push over there by Fanua.
Well, he thinks it's a fair contest, and if the ball goes up in the air and he's got his eyes on the ball and just challenges, he says that he pushed him, and he did have a hand, didn't he, Stuart?
Yeah, he got there and made contact before Bibby had a chance to take off.
Go.
Well, he pleads innocence to Ben Thaler. Ben will have none of it. He's judge, jury and whistleblower.
Well, the referee says there the ball's been stripped. It's an interesting phase here now for Salford, who this season have been very impressive. They've won games anyway, they've been the underdogs. Perhaps going into this game, there's a change now as we enter the second half of the season. They've actually been favourites, haven't they, with where they sit in the table, above Hull before tonight. But they'll have to see what this does, having lost last week and behind here now with just over 10 minutes or so to go in this game. What will that do to the confidence, the psyche of the side in the remaining fixtures before we get to round 23?
There's Brining, he found Carney. We'll go down that far side again with Lannon. And it's Todd Carney once again. Back it comes to Louis. He's seen plenty of the ball tonight. O'Brien to Wellham. Not tackled by Connor, so play on. Connor fell off the tackle, I think. Referee shouted play on to Wellham, and he didn't need a second invitation. Masilla finds Louis. On the angle is Huraki. Back it comes to Murdoch-Masilla again. How quick are they to close Ben down, Ben Murdoch-Masilla? Here's Brining now. It's Louis and Carney seeing more of the ball. Flat ball. Lannon gets it away.
Again, Eddie, it's communication from Hull FC on the try line. Danny Washbrook is having a big influence. Even though he's not involved in some of the tackles, he's pushing his teammates out. He's making sure the spacings are correct.
Yes, it was Jack Downs to the rescue then.
And there goes for Tuli Talanoa. It just seems relentless, doesn't it? You ride a couple of tackles, you pass the ball to your teammate. Whether it's Talanoa, Tumavavi or Fanua. There's a sloppy pass, is it, or the penalty?
I think he's passed the ball, hasn't he, intensely there, Jake Conn. If you were guessing, it's hard to know what's in somebody's mind. But he's thrown the ball here at a Salford player, knowing full and well that the penalty's going to go his way.
Little flick off the back leg.
He knows what he's doing there. Ben Thaler's on the other side of the tackle. He isn't going to see it. He'll just see the ball coming out and the whole player not square.
As well as it was. So again, valuable meters to the halfway line for Hull from that penalty. Fash restarts. Connor with a little dummy. Feigned to give it to Matongo. Now he has it.
He's strong, isn't he?
He is, and he was impressive last week when he came on against Wigan.
Every time you see him, he gets better and better.
Liam Watts trying to get the arm free.
Back for me, boys. 3. Hold it here.
Look behind him, see what's on offer from this play of the ball. Brad Fash, Thompson, Washbrook gets the ball away again. Jack Downs, 20 metres out, Hull. 10 minutes to go, 34-10 up, looking to really put this game to bed with Thompson. Lannon stands his ground, Huraki helps out. Brad Fash again in a dummy half. Here is Connor. Connor kicks wide to the left-hand side. Knocked backwards by the big fellow Talanoa. And it's Watts, I think, under all that. What is it? Or is it Griffin? Josh Griffin, is it? Josh Griffin it is.
It's a measured kick. Jake Connor, not too much height, not too much hang time. Aims it for Talanoa. And Griffin, who was one of the players before the match who referenced the last time these two sides met, talked about how embarrassing it was. And it looks like the rest of him and the rest of his teammates are trying to prove a point, not only to everyone else, but to themselves tonight.
Tazi to his feet. Sow will take it forward for Salford, gamely enough. 26-10, the Saints are in control against Widnes. Later score, and just down the road, this is Griffin for Salford.
They'll keep pushing up here for Salford. See how they finish the game. A couple of strong challenges again. Well, Haraki hit after he passed the ball.
Good defensive set again by Hull. Inside the own half, the Red Devils. Louis with the kick on tackle number 5. This is going to skip dead. 7 tackles coming up from the 20-metre restart.
Well, just too much on that ball and on that kick from Louis. But you know, some teams will sacrifice that. They'll take the distance, they'll kick it dead, even though they know that they've got to concede one more tackle. Get the ball as far away from their try line as they can.
So it's Talanoa for Hull. 8 minutes away from 2 priceless points.
A couple of the bigger players for Salford have been quiet today.
Turgot plays the ball to Fash. Here is Griffin again. Josh Griffin.
Come on, boys, rocks!
15 tries in 26 matches, by the way, for Josh Griffin for Salford last year.
Back here, Todd. Go.
Again, how many times we've seen Salford markers not set. They've been losing the collision, they've been ending up on the wrong side of the tackle.
Come on, lads, come on, wait here with me, mate.
Washbrook to his feet. Josh Griffin again at dummy half. There is Shaw to Imavavi. Massey takes it forward.
Hold it here, Benny. Benny, wait
Fash
here, please. Ben.
waiting. 20 metres out. Shaw hoists the kick high. And the chase is on here for this. Oh, it's fumbled. It is fumbled by Bibby, but went backwards, so they get away with it, Salford. Junior Sow pouncing on the loose ball.
But again, look where they're trapped here. It's a good run here from Bibby. Shows his strength to break through and poke his nose through the line.
Go, quick rucks, lads, come on!
Well, the referee even saying to both sets of players that he wants quick rucks. Don't be a sloppy, don't be making me put the whistle to my mouth and blow up for a penalty.
Well on again for Salford, who will be disappointed with the scoreline and probably with the performance, certainly in the first half. Todd Carney now. Just holding on, trying to resist the challenge from Twimavavi. On halfway, last tackle. Kick coming from O'Brien, high and long.
Good take again from Jamie Shaw. We talked about the matchups on the field, but also 2 young British coaches going head to head. Ian Watson, who's had a magnificent season with Salford against Lee Radford. I think on this occasion Lee Radford has done his homework. He's managed to communicate that to his players, and they've totally nullified the threat that Salford have posed, particularly Ben Murdoch-Masila. I was really looking forward to watching him on the right edge. Such a devastating runner. But Albert Kelly, Danny Washbrook have had outstanding games this evening.
Yeah, we're all looking to have a look at Salford. Second on the table, second on the points and try charts too, behind Castleford. 468 points average, almost 5 tries a game, 28 points per game. So they are well and truly off the pace in that statistic. Good kick though to the corner from Twimavavi, just eating up the clock. 5 minutes to go.
Just closing the game down now, aren't they, Hull FC?
You know, last week we saw Steve Michaels and Nick Rawsthorne on the wings for Hull, and both of them played well. But I think Hull are a completely different team, and one with the potential of winning the grand final when they have Talanoa on one wing and Mahe Fanua on the other. It does give them a competitive advantage that most of the teams will struggle to compete with.
Saints have beaten Widnes 26-10. All those tries available for you shortly on the website.
Jamie, get on side.
And also don't forget tomorrow at 5 minutes to 5 on Sky Sports 3 via the red button. Press the red buttons to watch Catalan Dragons and the Huddersfield Giants. A vital match that at the foot of the table. The race to get out of the bottom 4. Big game.
Huge game for both teams, isn't it?
And Catalan at home, and no doubt it'll be sunny and warm in the south of France. Here is Junior Sau, flicks the pass back. Junior Sau continues this movement on, having taken the return from Ryan Lannon. Todd Carney's waiting.
Well, that's what happens when Todd Carney gets the ball. He can create chances, create that space that they're after.
Louis drops the pass back to Wella Haraki, slips and bounces straight back up again. Here's Louis once more. That went backwards off Chris Wellen, so play on. Danny Washbrook again with the tackle. He's been all over the shop tonight as Washbrook. That might have been a penalty. He's run his blood to water, has the stand-in hooker, reprising what he has done 6 times previously this season as Danny Houghton's been out. And it's a compliment to Washbrook that you have to say they haven't missed Houghton.
No. I said earlier, Eddie, he really is good in what he brings the side. He's a leader. That's why he's been named as the captain by the coach, Lee Radford. And there's a problem here with Wella Haraki. And they're hitting really intent, aren't they? Hull FC. Wella Haraki stares down.
Is this what you call a stinger, Terry, whatever that is?
Yeah, well, when you can see the force from number 16, Jordan Thompson, when he goes in, he gets him, he hits him with absolutely everything he's got.
What is a stinger, by the way? A
stinger, when you've got a bang on your shoulder, it goes a bit numb and you're trying to just get off. There's not really, I'm not saying a problem with it, but I'm not saying that Wella Haraki has got a stinger because he looks in pain.
It's a shoulder injury anyway.
Yeah. And when Jordan Thompson comes in, he hits him with absolutely everything he's got. There's a defender on the other side, and there's nowhere for Wella Haraki to move, so he gets crushed in the tackle.
Well, as I said earlier, they don't stay down for nothing, these Super League players. Martin Gleeson's given the coach the thumbs up. I think, well, he's going to come off. He's going to leave the field. Obviously, there is a problem for him.
Well, he's a player that in the last 20 minutes in particular, he's certainly stepped up. Wella Haraki. He's injected himself into the game. He's changed his lines. He's looking for the offload. He's run very hard into contact.
Let him get on, Steve.
And is it Craig Kopchak coming on? Yes, it is.
Wait there, mate. No, let him get off. Oh, see, let him get off, mate. Wait there, mate.
And the referee just wanting Wella Haraki to be allowed time to leave the field, which he does now. So we play on. Louis to Murdoch Masilla. Thought there might have been a late trademark try from him then. O'Brien. Low pass, picked up well by Louis. Stabs the kick in, just behind Ryan Lannon. So here come Hull. Have they got one last one in them?
Well, the bounce just beat Lannon, didn't it? Is it a mistake here?
Yes,
yeah.
Knock on.
Well, they could finish with some points here, Salford. And they certainly need them to lift the confidence. Yeah, it's a loose carry.
Well, the cup's coming up next week.
They need to finish in a positive manner. Say the ball just beats him. Mahe Fanua. Liam Watts, well, they made the mistake now. There's another set of 6 here, closer line with just over or just under 3 minutes to go in this game. It is Salford versus Wakefield next Thursday night in the Challenge Cup.
Salford winning at Wembley in 1938. They play Wakefield here next Thursday, Leeds Featherstone next Friday.
Big heavy shot from Michaels then. Bibby lost his footing.
And the penalty given here to Salford.
He doesn't argue as well, does he, Steve Michaels? Takes it on the chin.
Griffin will take it forward. Wearing 10, playing loose forward tonight. Brining is in at dummy half. Looking for a consolation effort, Chris Brining. Still going. Ooh, if Massi Mutongo hadn't got his hands off that ball, he might have been done for a steal. O'Brien. Louis. Murdoch Masilla. Still going, Murdoch Masilla. Good tackle by Josh Griffin. Kept him quiet tonight. Oh. Almost.
Nearly away, Talanoa. And I agree with you, they've done a tremendous job, haven't they, on Murdoch-Masila. Look, Chris Wellham, he sees that Talanoa is in the field. He's looking to get the ball to the number 5, Nyla Valls. The space out wide. Look, oh, I've got it. No, no. Oh. He was looking 90 metres thinking, do you think I could go 90 metres?
In the 78th minute, he was only about 2 or 3 metres offside, though, wasn't he?
I give half a metre, Eddie.
Ben Taylor might well have put the signal up to go to the video referee if he'd have gone 90 minutes, and it would have all been a waste of time.
Not for being offside on the goal line, he wouldn't.
You think he was onside?
I said he wasn't onside.
He wasn't onside.
But they won't use a video referee for offside on the goal line.
Oh, don't they?
No.
Well, Salford have blew a chance.
Well, he wasn't on the goal line, so that's why they might have looked at it.
Salford have blew a chance. Look at this. They created that space. Junior Sal goes through the line. Gareth O'Brien just can't get it. There's nobody in front of him. Well, that's 4 points that's gonna miss for Salford and Gareth O'Brien. He's been one of the success stories over the last couple of years, hasn't he, for Salford?
Hasn't he just? And don't mention his name in East Hull, by the way. I did once, I think I got away with it. Hull then are going home with the victory that they sought tonight. An excellent first half from them. They kept Salford pointless in a 22-0 scoreline. Salford got the early try in the second half. Looked like the revival might be on. That was quickly snuffed out by a couple of tries from Twimavavi and Shaw. OK, Haraki has scored a consolation. This is an excellent performance from Hull against one of the top try-scoring and top point-scoring teams of the competition this year, and a team sitting pretty second in the table. They will stay there despite this defeat, but it's the fact that it is the second successive home defeat that will upset Ian Watson. But Lee Radford will go home absolutely delighted ahead of their cup tie against Castleford next weekend. Shaw just pumps the ball out of play. That will do. He's had a big game, as well as that man Liam Watts. Very good performance from the Black and Whites. Salford, I don't know what we say about them, because they've been so good, and we turn up and they just seem to go off the boil.
Well, the damage was done in the first half, wasn't it? And you've got to credit Hull FC. They turned up with the right attitude. They blew them away. They ran harder. They tackled harder. Every time that the halves and the key players ran, they had options. Salford just couldn't match them. In that first half, they couldn't match them. In the